Hello guys, welcome back to this concept-based YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about operations on real number. Actually, it is also included in chapter 1. So basically here we are going to discuss it like distributive as well as associative, commutative of rational number is rational number or not. So we have to discuss all these things in this topic. Okay. So firstly, we, we can see that here it is written that operations on real number. So rational number satisfy the commutative, associative and distributive laws for addition and multiplication. Actually a rational number, that means rational number satisfy or rational number fulfill the conditions of associative as well as distributive as well as multiplications. Okay, so all these things are satisfied by this rational number. Actually, if someone is little bit doubt about rational number, then let us write here. So p by q, so any number which can be expressed in the form of p by q, provided p should be integers and q should be integers, and q need not be equal to 0, or q does not equal to 0. So this kind of numbers which can satisfy these conditions are known as rational number. Okay, so all this rational number satisfy the distributive laws for addition as well as associative law for addition, okay, and multiplication as well. Actually all these things like distributive, associative laws we already discussed in lower classes like in class 8. So we already discussed in class 8, so we will not proceed it much further than that. So that's all. Then let us move here. And if we add, subtract, multiply or divide except by 0, okay, two rational number, we will get a rational number. Suppose we are dividing two rational number, or we are multiplying two rational number, or we are subtracting rational number from another rational number, or we are adding one rational number from other rational number. So in this process, or in this case, the same rational, in this case the outcomes or the results will be rational number. Okay, then let us move here. Thus it turns out that irrational number also satisfy the commutative, associative and distributive laws for additions and multiplications. Okay, now here we come to know that irrational number. So what does it mean by irrational number? If it talks about irrational number means a number which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. Okay, so this kind of number which satisfy the condition of which I just speak, or which I just told, that kind of number is known as a rational number. Okay, in simple term we can say that a number that cannot be expressed in the form of p by q is known as irrational number. Okay, irrational number. Now even in case of irrational number, it will satisfy commutative, associative and distributive laws for additions and multiplications. Okay, actually these portions or these definitions we do not need to explain it much further than that, because as we already discussed in earlier class, or as we already studied in earlier class like in class 8, so we are not going much further than that. So that's all for this. Actually it talks about whether irrational number is commutative or associative. Here we can see that irrational number is satisfy commutative, associative, distributive laws for additions and multiplication. Thus we can conclude that irrational number is commutative and associative, distributive, and moreover it is and multiplication. Okay, so that's it up to this. Then let us move here. However, the sum though the irrational number satisfy commutative, associative and distributive laws for additions and multiplication, but there is some cases in which a rational number need not be a rational number. Okay, that means if we add, or if we subtract, or if if we did multiplications or if we divide, then the outcomes or the result need not be, it is not necessary to be the result need not be necessarily to be irrational number. Okay, sometime likely in this case, sometimes the outcomes or the results will be rational. Okay, let us take an example. Okay, suppose we are adding this root 6. Actually it is not rational number, it is irrational number. Plus here we put minus, and here it is root over 6. Actually root over 6 is not rational number, it is irrational number. Okay, however, let us do this. Minus into plus will give you minus, then after that root 6 minus root 6. Okay, here it is plus and here it is minus. Okay, but the values that we got, here it is root 6 as well as here it is root 6. So in case of this, we can cut this two. Okay, if we cut this two, then the answer or the result should be 0. Okay, since 0 is a rational number, that means if we add two irrational number, one is root 6 and one is minus root 6, so if we add these two irrational number, then the results will come out, the results that come out is rational number. Okay, so that is what this word has meant to us. Okay, the sum, difference, quotient, and product of irrational number are not always irrational. Okay, that means even in this we just prove it that the result is rational number. Okay, 0 is a rational number. The reason why 0 is a rational number, because under 0 there is 1. Okay, that means let us put p values as 0 and q value as 1. Okay, then what is this? P by q. So p value as 0 and q value as 1. Okay, so these two are integers. 0 is integers and 1 is integers. So q need not be equal to 0, or q does not equal to 0. Okay, so that means 0 satisfy this p by q condition. Thus we can conclude that 0 satisfy a rational number. Okay, so that is the reason why we call it 0 as a rational number. Okay, then let us move to this. Here it is root 2. Root 2 is irrational number, and even root 2 is a rational number. Okay, so we are subtracting some irrational number from another irrational number, that is root 2 minus root 2. Okay, so in case of this, the outcome will be 0. Okay, here there is plus and here it is minus. So if it is like this, then we can cut it, then easily the outcome will be 0. Okay, so if it is 0, then same as the one that we did here, it will come under rational number. Okay, that's what the word has meant to us. Okay, and question. So what does it mean by question? That means it is in the form of divide. Okay, so here it is root 17 and here it is root over 17, so we can cut it. If we cut this one, then the outcome will be 1. Okay, so if we cut it, then the outcome will be 1. So 1 is irrational, 1 is not irrational number, it is a rational number. Okay, 1. Okay, so under this there is 1, so let us assume that p value is 1 and q value is 1. Since q is not equal to 0, q is equal to 1. Okay, thus this 1 and this set is it is belong to integers, and and 1 is not, and this is not a 0. So p by q satisfy, or this number satisfy p by q condition. Thus we can conclude that the equations of irrational number, or the dividing one irrational number by some other irrational number, or dividing this root over 17, that is irrational number, or even this is irrational number. So if we divide this, then we will get the outcomes or the result as 1. 1 is a rational number. Okay, so this is the word has meant to us. Okay, then here we have one more. What is this? This is the product. If we multiply two irrational number, let us take this root 3 as well as root 3. Okay, so if we multiply this, then I will get square. Okay, then I will get a square, then a square. If we got root and square, if we got square and root, that means the outcome will be 3. Okay, since 3 is integers and under this 3 there will be 1. Okay, and let us assume that p value is 3 and q value is 1. Okay, since this is integers and even this is integers and q is not equal to 0. Okay, so this is the required condition in order to satisfy by the number so that they can be rational number. Okay, so this is this 3 belong to rational number. All right, so that's it. If you have any kind of doubt regarding about this thing, you can ask me even in the comment sections as well. Okay, so that's all. Okay, let us move to this. Here 2 plus root 3 and 2 into root 3. Okay, so this is a little bit different from here. Okay, so in this case, what should we take first? First of all, we have to take this root 3 into account. Okay, we have to take into account this root 3. Okay, so what is the values of root 3? That is, let us take up to 2 or 3 decimal place. That is, the values of root 3 is 1.732 or 1.732. All right, so we took up to 3 decimal place, that is 1 2 3. Okay, but even further than that you can take it. Okay, that's your wish, that's up to you. Okay, so root 3 has a non-terminating and non-recurring. That means root 3 values will not be terminate, and moreover it will not, the number after this point will not repeat itself again and again. Okay, the same number will not repeat itself after just this point. The same number will not repeat itself again and again, so this is known as non-recurring. Okay, this root 3 values is non-terminating as well as non-recurring decimal expansions. Okay, so this kind of decimal expansions came under irrational number. All right, if it is terminating, if it is non-terminating, and moreover it is recurring, then it will come under rational number. But here it is non-terminating and moreover here it is non-recurring decimal expansions, then easily this root 3 will come under irrational number. Okay, so if we plus root 2 with the values of root 3, then the same, we will get the same. That means the number that we will get after adding the values of root 3 with 2 will get rational number. We will get irrational number. Okay, same as the one that we did here. Even here we'll get the same. Okay, though root 2 is rational number, but the values of root 3 is non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansions. Okay, thus root 3 value will be irrational number. Okay, so if we multiply rational number with irrational number, then it will get the same. Okay, that is irrational number. Okay, so this is all about for today. So if you have any kind of doubt or if you have little bit difficulties in understanding, please comment down below. Okay, so if you find helpful in understanding any maths problem where you are stuck in just by seeing my videos, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.